It is time for our weekly conversation with JJ Starling, brought to you by our friends at RomanoCars.com. And, man, JJ, it has been a strange week. I don't know how to begin this any other way. What has the last 5-6 days or so been like for you?
Yeah, it's been a lot of ups and downs, especially having some two tough losses. But, I feel like we did a good job rallying together. And this week has only brought us closer together. So, we're looking forward to carrying that on to the court, to play well with each other.
JJ, like the Benny situation obviously stands out. Like that's not what anybody wants to have happen, right? Like you guys are friends with him, you guys are teammates with him. How do you all handle something like that at this point of the season, and move on because we know you're all close with him?
Yeah, like you said, we're all close with them. But we still have to carry out our job. We still got to win games, but obviously, we're going to support them and be there for them to the fullest. But like I said, the season is not done, so we gotta keep that the main focus.
Yeah, I mean, certainly looking at the last two games of basketball, you guys have said it. Like the game you played at Wake Forest Saturday night was not the height of what you guys can do, and then you returned last night and dig one out late against Louisville. Take us through like practices and getting focused and everything the last few days. How did you guys, course correct the basketball stuff after the Wake Forest game?
Yeah, our intensity during practice ramped up for sure. And we needed that, just to kind of refocus and get back to the brand of basketball that we have been playing, in the beginning of the season. So like you said, Wake Forest wasn't our best showing, but we knew that. We watched some film on it, and we knew that it needed to start in practice to make some changes.
What kind of stuff did you do in practice to, get the intensity up and keep that going in the lead up to a game?
Coach is talking more. He's challenging us to, buy in on the defensive end. He could care less about the offensive end. He knows that's gonna handle itself. But our struggles come from defense. So he's definitely challenging us and making sure that we're honed in on that aspect.
I think we've seen this year, like the best brand of defense you guys have played when it's been effective has been like an aggressive one where you're going and taking the ball away from the other team. You had a massive points off turnovers advantage last night against Louisville. How much is that what you focus on to lock in and do what you guys do well at that end of the court?
Yeah, definitely is one of our keys. We know when we're disciplined and we just keep the ball in front of us, we're going to have teams prone to turnovers. So, we're just keeping that the main focus, just staying disciplined, not gambling, and just keeping our man in front of us.
JJ Starling is our guest, as he is every week on Thursday here, and we're looking back at last night's win against Louisville. And, man, that's a wild game down the stretch, JJ, a 94-92 win. What was your view there of, I guess, the game-winning goaltend is what it ended up being when Quadir got to the bucket, and that ended up being the winning points of the game?
Yeah, honestly, I don't even know what happened. Like, it just happened so fast. We got the ball out quick, and Quadir did a really good job of not hanging his head and just trying to go get us a bucket. And I guess they call it goaltend, but I know either way it was going to be a bucket because Leak had the putback. So I'm not really sure what happened, but all I know is that we got 2 points.
Yeah, they spent a while at the monitor there before confirming that goaltend. Then, you guys have to defend it. It's always tough there in the last, 10, 12 seconds of the game, right, JJ, when it is, a 2-point game, a 3-point game. How much do you guys, you got to hone in on the specific strategies, fouling, not fouling, all that stuff? How do you handle those, close and late situations like that on defense?
Yeah, we huddle in for sure. Coach tell us whether he wants us to foul or not. And we just make sure that we're locked into, whatever's going on in the huddle, to pull away with the W.
Were you holding your breath on the last shot they got off there, or could you tell from your view that that was off?
No, I actually was holding my breath because I was on the way I was, like, the wing that I was on, I couldn't tell if it was a miss or not. So I was definitely holding my breath.
Yeah, it was one where you just never know on a shot like that, especially after the one he had made the possession or a couple possessions before to tie up the game for sure. I got to ask you about Chris Bell because, man, that's a career game for Chris last night. He hits 8 of 10 threes. He's hitting the glass. He gets a career-high 6 rebounds. What clicked right for Chris last night?
He just played freely, and he was out of his head. And that's when he plays his best basketball. He went into the game with the right mindset, and we needed him to do that. And I'm glad he had a breakout game like that. It's just a big confidence booster, and a true testament to how hard he's been working up to that point. So, he played amazing, and he just believed in himself.
What kind of confidence does it give a guy like you to, pass him the ball in those situations when you see him playing like that?
Oh, it gives you amazing confidence, especially when he hit that 3 to go ahead. I knew it was going in, just the type of night he was having. He did a pump fake, sidestep, and then a 3 ball. I knew it was going in. I just ran back on defense.
There you go, and obviously it did go in and gave you the lead at that time. I think by 4 at that point, and then the game played out there in the last wild minute of the game. I do want to ask you about Malik. You said he nearly had a putback that won the game, and then it ended up being Quadir's goaltend situation that won the game. But Malik had a stat line last night that literally has not happened in college basketball more than a few times in the last decade, where he almost had a double-double with the rebounds, but he had more than 5 blocks, more than 5 steals, more than 5 assists. When you see him literally doing everything that exists on the basketball court, what's that showing you about him?
League is just that type of player that every coach, every teammate wants. He doesn't complain. He just does his job, and it's just amazing playing with him. He just does all the right things, and sometimes it shows up on the stat sheet, but other times it doesn't. And then last night it was able to show up on the stat sheet. But he's just an amazing player that just can do it all.
Yeah, it literally was a box score that has happened, I think, 3 times in the last 15 years or something like that, with the players doing that many of that much stuff. It was just everything he was doing is in the box score like that, which is impressive. And, we know it now for a variety of reasons here, injuries and Benny and all this stuff. The rotation is tightened significantly of late here just due to availability. You played the full 40 last night. You've done that before as well, JJ. What's it like to be out there literally the whole game? How do you handle your body through a 40-minute game? Get yourself a little rest during the course of the night. How do you handle something like that?
If I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even really get tired during the game. Definitely after the game, I feel it. My body, makes sure to tell me that, oh yeah, you played 40 minutes. But when I'm on the court, my mind isn't really, focused on that. I'm just focused on my team and what I have to do. And, I don't really feel tired. So, I just continue to try and carry out, my job on the team.
And there you go. And you did it well last night. So I guess that's the thing. People say, oh, well, the wonders of being 19, right, JJ? Like, you can just get up and do that again every day, huh?
Yeah, I guess it is a blessing to be young, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I got 40 minutes in me today just walking around. So we'll see you playing. You'll see you out there again Saturday against Clemson. And, man, there's going to be a lot of emotion, I think, in the building on Saturday. Obviously, you did not play with Joe Girard, but he makes his return to the Dome. You'll have sort of an experience like that with Notre Dame in a few weeks, even though it's almost all different faces when they come in. Well, what's this like now that, transfer portal, so many guys moving around? Like, a lot of guys play against their own old teams now. What do you think emotions are like in moments like that?
Yeah, I feel like you said it best. It's going to be a lot of emotions, whether good or bad. And I think that's what's going to make the game exciting. The crowd, for sure. But, I know we're going to use it to feed off the crowd in a positive way, and just play our game. We're not going to let, that emotion get us out of, playing our brand of basketball. So it's going to be a fun game.
Yeah, you didn't play with Joe, but most of the rest of your teammates did. Is that like you have a great advantage in the scout in that you know what he's all about, or how does that play into getting ready for this game?
I think we just prepare the same way, but obviously we have a little bit more info on him. But I feel like every team in the country, scouts him the same way. Just because he's a really good player, and he's one of those guys that you have to be high alert on. So, I don't think any scouting report falls short on him.
And certainly not just him in regards to Clemson, JJ. We all saw what they did in the Dean Dome, getting the win against Carolina on Tuesday night. I don't want to say that opened your eyes. I'm sure you knew Clemson was good. But what does that tell you about the Tigers, that they went into that building and beat Carolina?
Yeah, it means that they're a team that's going to fight, and they play well together to be able to beat a top 10 team, especially on their home court. So we know it's not going to be a cakewalk, on Saturday, but we're just going to look forward to, playing together and come on away with the W.
All right, JJ, congrats on the win last night. Good luck on Saturday, and thanks as always. We'll do it again next week, all right?
All right, thank you.